The moment my boss leaned over my desk, lowered his voice and said, "You're different from the others," I knew this wasn't about work anymore. At first, it didn't feel dangerous. It felt confusing. Compliments during meetings that made everyone else glance at me. "You're sharp," he'd say. "You think differently." Then it became comments about how I dressed, how I carried myself, how I changed the energy in the room. I told myself I was overthinking it. He was powerful. Powerful people talk like that, right? But power has weight, and when it presses down on you every day, you start to feel smaller. He began scheduling one-on-one meetings late in the afternoon, always running over time. The door closed, the blinds half drawn. He'd lean back in his chair, studying me like I was a problem he wanted to solve. He said once, smiling, "People notice you when you walk in. I noticed you right away." I laughed, because that's what you do when your paycheck depends on not making things awkward. The messages came next. Slack notifications after hours. Emails that started professional and ended personal. "Did you get home safe?" "You work too hard." "I like that about you." Each one crossed a line, just enough to make me uncomfortable, but not enough to explode. That's how it works, 1 inch at a time. One night, he stayed late again. The office was quiet, lights dimmed, cleaners somewhere down the hall. He stood in the doorway as I packed my bag and said, "You could go far here, I can make sure of it." His eyes didn't blink. Loyalty matters. That was the moment it clicked. This wasn't flirting, it was leverage. My heart was pounding, but my mind was clear. I asked him to repeat himself. He did, slower, more confident. He thought he'd won. He didn't see my phone recording in my bag. The next day, I documented everything. Dates, messages, screenshots. I walked into HR shaking, not because I was scared of him, but because I knew telling the truth would change everything. By the end of the week, his calendar was wiped. His name disappeared from the org chart. People whispered again, but this time they looked at me differently. He lost his power the moment I refused to play small, and I walked out taller, knowing I didn't survive the story. I ended it.